What's up, everybody? You are rocking with Big Lance, and we are tuned in to the breakdown. Hope everybody is ready for some good conversation. Hope everybody is ready to chime in. What's good, everybody? I see some BLC members are in here. Oh, Johnny B Links, you feel me? So tonight, we're going to go over some numbers, guys. What's up, Mongols? How you doing, sir? Good to have y'all in here. Got some solid Mongols out here in Virginia, Richmond. There's a clubhouse. Know a few of them guys, Todd and them. Yep, I know them. Good dudes, good dudes. Luke, what's up, bro? I see the wrenches are in the house. Daryl, Justin, Luke. I'd like to try to get a couple more people in here. Might have scared them away with my horrific guitar playing earlier. I promise you there won't be any guitar playing during the breakdown. I'm not talking about that goddamn coronavirus. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Well, let's see here. Let's just get going. I want to start this out by saying that the United States of America has the highest incarceration numbers in the world. We lock up more people than anybody. Why do y'all think that is? Well, we discussed it numerous times on this channel, and I'm sure you've seen on other channels. The incarceration rate is so high because it's a business, and the government is all about making money. The states are all about making money. The cities in those states, the towns in those cities, a lot of them function off of these prisons that are built to warehouse human beings. Although quite a few of them deserve to be there, there are some that really don't deserve to be there, or don't deserve to be there for as long as they have been sentenced to. You better start coming out with more content because you use all over. Everyone will be on. Oh, everyone will be on. I don't understand what you're saying there, hon. But the rate of incarceration, is solely due on a lot of ourselves. The reason we get locked up is because of us. We know that if we go assault somebody, we're going to get prison time. We know if we go steal from somebody, we're going to get prison time. But why do you have individuals that are back on their child support locked up for a year, 2 years at a time? Why do you have individuals who have a drug problem sitting in supermax facilities next to the most horrendous individuals in that state. I've been on level 5s. I've been on level 6. Those are the highest in Virginia. And I have been there with these kids who failed some drug tests in another prison. Yeah, that's my dog Max. So, does that make sense to anybody else? I mean, is there any sense of awareness that the fact that it isn't all based on points? Just because somebody has a high points, you shouldn't put them in a cell with somebody who is a multiple violent offender or a sexual predator or a active gang member. You know, this could be somebody who's locked up for a DUI. Yeah, go ahead. Y'all can go ahead and get DJ out of here, man. He's in the way. But what I want to focus on tonight is the death penalty states, the states that do have the death penalty, the states that don't. Now, for people that might not know, the death penalty, or capital punishment as it is known, is a government-sanctioned punishment for committing a crime. If someone is convicted and given the death penalty, that person will be executed or put to death as a punishment for that crime. Capital punishment, capital crime. When you talk about capital crime, you talk about capital murder. You're talking about premeditated capital murder. Okay? So, they also include espionage, war crimes, crimes against humanity, genocide, and treason. These are all punishable by death. Now, a person that's convicted and sentenced to death is going to ultimately end up on death row. Death row is part of prison where inmates awaiting execution are housed. In most cases, a convict may sit on death row for several years during the habeas corpus and appeal process. Now, these appeals process is where this individual can extend however many options they give him or her to try to lessen his sentence. Now, these are always trumped up, man. They're always, you know, pretty much a lost cause. And the fact that these individuals sit here and are given this false hope and things like that is beyond me. But 99%, I'm sure these individuals probably deserve to be there. But there is a few that kind of got railroaded. And as we've seen, there have been movies made about it. There have been documentaries made about it. We've seen it on YouTube. We've seen it on everywhere. We know that there are individuals that have been found to be not guilty over the course of time because of DNA testing, so forth and so on. Well, real quick, we're going to touch base on what states and how many actually have the death penalty. So, the death penalty is a controversial topic. Many opponents of capital punishment feel that it is morally wrong. Some think it is influenced by racial bias. Others believe that keeping prisoners in limbo for years on death row has adverse effects on mental health. Now, how many states still have the death penalty? In the United States, the death penalty is legal in 30 states. A total of 20 states, including Washington, D.C., have abolished the death penalty. The first state to do this was Wisconsin, which made the punishment illegal in the year 1853. Most recently, Washington, Delaware, Maryland, Connecticut, and Illinois have all abolished capital punishment. Now, this is due to many different degrees of reasoning, because you have people who are going to protest. You have families of these people who have been put to death, and people have that sense of, well, two wrongs don't make a right. You're taking one life in exchange for another, and this is one of those things that is kind of, it's all very opinionated. And I feel like there are cases where I believe that capital punishment should be given to individuals. Crimes against women, crimes against children that are heinous. I feel like sexual predators, I feel like child molesters, pedophiles should have capital punishment. Because if you're going to sit here and tell me that somebody that goes and shoots somebody and kills them, right, premeditatedly, I go and shoot somebody, I've ruined their life, let's give them the death penalty. Okay, I can get behind that. But what do you think that a pedophile is doing to those children, to those innocent kids who in a split second, due to this one piece of shit person, lose all innocence, lose all that carefree, young life that most of us enjoyed as a child? How is that any different? I don't see the difference. I think that they should be taken right to the death chamber. Do not pass go. But what they do, this is what they do. And in Virginia, it's real bad. I've seen individuals, pedophiles, who have done things to small children that you wouldn't believe. I don't even talk about it on my show because I will not get into details that I know about. We all know what the fuck I'm talking about. But these guys will get 2 years, will get probation. These complete predators. You see these shows, the Chris Hansen and these YouTube guys that go around chasing these pedophiles, and my hat's off to you, man. Nothing but respect for you guys that do that shit. But it's just one of those things where if I had a dog or an animal that was lame or fucked up or was always biting me, I'm gonna shoot it. If a dog bites a person, they take it to the pound and they euthanize it. Why are you trying to say that it's a sickness to be a pedophile, trying to find a cure for something that has known to not have a cure since the beginning of time, in the beginning of people being pedophiles? It's just one of those things where I think that you need to stop trying to understand it, stop trying to be so fucking accepting. And it should be one of those things where it's like, hey, do not pass go. And in that situation, people say, oh, well, what if somebody gets accused of it and didn't do it? Fuck. I'll answer it by saying this. It happens every fucking day. But if there's 1 or 2 losses for that greater cause, I'm willing to accept it. That's my personal opinion. Now, Florida, and the reason I picked Florida is because there's a lot of these Florida prison camps. Florida is kind of a hot thing on YouTube right now. So let's talk about Florida. Florida is one of 30 states that do have the death penalty. The first execution in Florida was in 1827. Since 1976, after the Supreme Court reinstated the death penalty, Florida has executed 99 convicted murderers, including the notorious serial killer Ted Bundy on January 24th, 1989. On June 14th, 2013, Governor Rick Scott signed the Timely Justice Act of 2013, which speeds up the process of capital punishment by creating tighter timeframes for the sentence to make appeals and imposes reporting requirements on case progress. As of September 10th, 2019, there are 340 offenders waiting for execution. That's a lot of people. Now, let me ask you guys this. Out of those 99 people that have been executed since 1976, Why? How many do you think are innocent? Do you think that there might be an innocent person in there? Anthony Hardy said 0. You might be right. Cyrus Williams makes a good point there. Now, here's another thing. You can give these people life, right? Do you know how much taxpayers are paying for one person to be incarcerated for 1 year? Up in like around 30 grand. I believe it differs from state to state, but it's up around $30,000 a year. I mean, there's millions of people incarcerated in the United States of America. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of taxpayer money. 340 of them are sitting on death row in Florida right now. So California is a big deal in the United States of America. California is, the land of opportunity. It's Hollywood. It's actors. Does California have the death penalty? Do you guys remember the Charles Manson case? Charles Manson was actually sentenced to death by electric chair, but his ass was saved by them overturning the death penalty. So, so California, capital punishment is a legal penalty in the state of California between 1778 and 1972. California carried out 709 executions. In 1972, the California Supreme Court struck down the state capital punishment statute in the People versus Anderson, which was reinstated by voters months later. As of August 2017, there are 746 inmates on death row, but the last execution was in 2006. We move on. You're going to troll Lance? I mean, the shit. Join the club. I got a lot of damn trolls. John Jay, have a good night. So I believe that the next state I'm talking about is one of the highest, if not the highest supporter, the biggest supporter of the death penalty. And let me ask you guys, who do you think it is? Let me see in the comments who you think I'm talking about. Melvin Devers, what's happening, brother? How you been, man? What state do you think I'm talking about? Here they come. Here they come. Texas does have the death penalty. Texas was the first jurisdiction in the world to carry out an execution by lethal injection in 1964. From 1976 to September 25th, 2019, Texas has executed 565 offenders, more than a third of the nation's total. More than a third of the nation's total. Texas gets it the fuck in. They get the fuck in. Go down to Texas if you want. Fuck around. That is your ass. I promise you that's your fucking ass. Them motherfuckers walk around Walmarts with Uzis and shit. Don't they? I'm not going down there fucking with Texans. Texans are a whole different breed. They are a whole, yeah, Ron White said the best. Texas has an express lane. Bill McGraw, what's up, buddy? So let's move right along with it. There are several reasons why Texas has the highest number of executions, such as the required strictness of appellate judges. Additionally, Texas relies upon court-appointed lawyers for indigent defendants who likely do not have experience in capital cases or appeals. So in Virginia, when there's a capital case or even a high-grade felony, I was given a pro bono real lawyer for malicious wounding. They gave me a real lawyer. They have the real attorneys have to do a certain amount of pro bono cases for the courts in order to practice law in Virginia. Now, they're saying, basically, from anybody that didn't understand that, basically, they're giving these new booty attorneys who are just fresh out of fucking high school somewhere these capital cases where people's lives are on the line. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. And it's so funny to me when I watch the things that social media chooses to blow up, such as this thing that they got blowing up right now. But when it comes to this type of shit, this is where you really get to see how the United States really works as far as rating individuals based on financial structure. The rich make the rules, the poor don't matter. Every once in a while, they'll pick one poor motherfucker, put him on the news, put him somewhere, make a big show about it, or find one of these kids that's getting bullied. All the actors in Hollywood will be like, "What's up, little Danny? Just know that you're worth something, bro. And you have a friend now. I'm your friend now." I can name 15 fucking kids in this neighborhood right now that are getting bullied way worse than little Danny that The Rock doesn't know about. It's a smoke screen, man. The government, the powers that be, the Illuminati, whatever the fuck you want to call it, these people, these administrations, these levels of authority are masters at throwing a smoke screen this way so we're not looking this way. We are so easily fooled as a society. We can scroll on our phones and find the topics of the day. We can get on our keyboards and find what's going on in the world today, the top news of the day. Today in Baghdad, bombs went off. Today in this region of the world, this happened. But very, 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 very seldom are they putting themselves on that platform, on that billboard. Hey, society, look what we're doing. Look what we're doing. Now, we're going to throw all this other shit at you. We're going to throw war. We're going to throw protests. We're going to throw homosexuality. We're going to throw transgender. We're going to throw an election. And then we're going to throw a virus. And then we're going to fucking sit back and do like this, like Dr. Evil, and watch it all fucking unfold and watch the many minions fucking crawl around like a bunch of goddamn lost ants and still don't know what the fuck is going on. Maybe I'm wrong. But I know this. The more and more that I watch social media, I never was a big social media guy till I became a YouTuber. Now I'm a YouTuber, so now I have to get on here. And every time I turn on YouTube, because I watch my shit my own self so much, there's always somebody talking about me. There's always some fucking troll or some guy trying to make a channel or this, that, trying to either bring up a 2-year-old street beef fight or trying to throw something at you guys that will take you away from the message I'm trying to fucking put out there. And I'm a very small fish. Imagine how many fucking people are involved. How many people are involved in making sure we as a society do not really know about what's going on upstairs. What do you mean I'm losing my mind? I'm not losing my mind at all. I think that I'm very fucking aware. I feel like there's a lot of people who get misled because they really truly believe everything they see, read, and hear on their screens or on their fucking computers or on TVs or phones, whatever. The whole world is stuck to a fucking screen, and we're missing what's really going on around us, man. You know, first thing that the prisons did was cancel visitation, cancel contact visits. So the first thing that they decided to do, the first thing that came to their minds was, let's take something else from these guys. Let's take something else. Instead of saying, well, let's figure out another way. Let's figure out another way for these men and women to see their families, their kids. Because when you live in the penitentiary, you don't know tomorrow isn't promised. Fuck, next shift isn't promised. So every time I was locked up for 9/11, okay, I was locked up when 9/11 struck. I'll never forget it. I was out on the rec yard. It was early as shit. I was the only one awake. I'm out there working out on the pad, little rec pad. I was in a maximum facility. The CO hits the buzzer. He said, "Moore, you gotta lock it up." I was like, "Fuck you, I ain't locking it up." He's like, "No, you need to lock it up, man." So I go live. As I'm walking, there's these TVs in the day room, and I look up and I see the tower burning. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I go to my cell, and I did not come out of that cell for 3 fucking weeks. We weren't allowed mail. We were not allowed phones. We were not allowed any fucking thing. They came in, the National Guard surrounded the facility, and anybody that looked like somebody that might be in the goddamn Taliban was taking the fuck out of there. But what they do, they took our visits, they took our phones, they took the small things that we did have, that we hold so dear, that we kill each other every fucking day in the penitentiary for. Once again, this is on a small scale. That's an administration taking from the people they're in charge of. Now, on a larger scale, such as the United States government, if we were to really figure it out, if we were to really see what went on, the shit they were doing, the shit that they're up to, what do you think would happen to us? These administrative organizations can quarantine a whole fucking country. Italy is quarantined. Snap of a finger. That is juice. That is power. Everything that is on a smaller scale always is eventually up to a bigger scale. Whether it starts very, very minute, guys, as a parent to a child. Thank you, Matty Ice. Much love, brother. As a parent to a child, when your child disobeys, you take his privileges. You take their privileges. Your boss, if you mess up at work, will lay you off from work. Everything is crime and punishment, crime and punishment, crime and punishment. You know too much, you get dealt with. But the problem I see is that it doesn't come full circle with everything. They will glamorize a fucking serial killer before they put him to death. They will allow social media to go into the prison and speak to him. They will allow Diane Sawyer to go speak to Charles Manson, this total scumbag piece of shit. This is what Americans are, the world is attracted to. But you put on something happy, something glorious, something inspiring, and you'll only get half of those people. Human nature, I get it. That's been the way it is. We have always been a race of warring people. We love war. We love sex, drugs, and rock and roll. That is what the human race is about. But if you're going to sit here and fucking tell me that some 18-year-old kid misled by some fucking 30-year-old gangbanging motherfucker goes and shoots somebody in a drive-by shooting and gets a goddamn death penalty, then goddamn this son of a bitch who stuck his finger up a kid's ass ought to get the same thing, motherfucker. Colorado. Colorado is also one of the 30 states that have the death penalty as a legal punishment. Capital punishment in Colorado was last reinstated by popular vote with 61% in favor. Death row in Colorado is at Colorado State Penitentiary, where there are 3 people waiting execution. The Democrats in Colorado introduced a bill last year in March that would abolish capital punishment, making Colorado the 21st state to abolish the death penalty. Now, with all this going on, imprisoned by state by population 2020. We we're going to look at the rate of incarceration. And when you think about the rate of incarceration, I want you to think about how many people live in your town. If you live in a small town, if you live in a smaller city, 30, 50,000, that's a smaller town. I want you to listen to these numbers. I want you to understand. Now, Louisiana has 33,706. It's a lot. Oklahoma, 27,729. Texas, 157,584. That is a huge number. Let's find some of these smaller areas. West Virginia has 7,000. California, 129. They got about 130,000 people locked up right now. I was on 23-1. Actually, is it Mino 671? Yeah, I was on. That was one of the first interviews I did. Yeah, Charles Manson died a couple years ago. Yeah, I understand that, Dr. Longbeard. My whole point isn't so much. Wolverine, much love. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. $20 donation, man. Thank you very much. My whole point, honestly, is about the mentality of, everything. The whole foundation of not only our judicial system, but our government as a whole. And the way these laws are being passed down. Honestly, I give a fuck about what goes on in prison anymore. I don't live there. I don't plan on going back. I plan on trying to understand. No, I know exactly what you're saying, bro. Listen, I love talking with you, and you've always been very positive. I'm just trying to. I don't know if everybody else understood, but I'm glad you said it, because I want to express this and I want to tell people what I'm actually trying to get at. Because I'm long-winded as fuck, and I know that. And sometimes I kind of go off. You know what I mean? But that's all right. That's what the fuck I do. I don't care. But what I am passionate about is not just me understanding, but everybody understanding that there is a very, very much larger spectrum of misunderstanding and misguidance. People are being fooled. People think that you go to prison and you are supposed to get reformed, so they don't understand why we're coming out all fucked up and crazy. This is why. It isn't just because of the environment that they supply you to live in, which is heinous as fuck. It isn't just because of the food that is outdated, sometimes moldy, gives you fucking diarrhea, makes you sick, gives people prostate cancer, gives people fucking, breaks them out and shit. The box on the meat rock says not for human fucking consumption. Why are you feeding it to us? It isn't just that, bro. It isn't the fact that what I was talking about, putting some new 18, 19-year-old kid to a super maximum security prison with everybody that's killed everybody because he failed a couple piss tests because he wants to smoke a fucking feezy on the rec yard. What the fuck is wrong with you? That is the most, if you go to Red Onion State Penitentiary and you look up Bobby Gleason was a hitman for a motorcycle club down here in Richmond. He killed somebody. They sent him to prison for life. He told him on the stand You either give me the death penalty, I'm gonna kill every fucking celly that I get my hands on. Well, he killed one at Sussex, I believe it was. Then they sent a red onion. And this fucking kid who was going home in 18 goddamn months goes into the cage next to Bobby Gleason. Bobby Gleason used to make like those necklaces and shit, the crosses that y'all see, the prisoners and all that shit make. Stupidest shit in the world. But those things are made with a slip knot. That's how you connect them. Well, he tells the kid, hey, come here real quick, bro. I'm going to try this necklace on, see if it fits you. Right? Kid wouldn't do it. So Bobby Gleason waited a while, and like, you know, weeks and months down the line, he told the kid, he's like, listen, man, I'm trying to get fucking whatever I'm trying to get. I need you to be a part of it. You know, Bobby Gleason was a fucking manipulative criminal. He was a fucking for real predator. He was a scumbag. He talked the kid into going through with this thing. He was supposed to just act like he was choking him. The kid being green, the kid being naive, the kid being a fucking kid at Red Onion in a dog cage with one of the fucking most violent murderers the state has ever seen. Agrees, probably because he was scared to fucking death. Long story short, Bobby fucking chokes him to death right there in the goddamn restaurant in front of the cops, the warden, the cameras, God, and everybody else. That's what I'm trying to show you, man. Like, I just, you guys wonder why we're coming home fucked up. You guys wonder why we're a little off. You guys laugh and joke and say, look at you, fucking crazy. Huh? Look at this dumb motherfucker. You laugh at me. You laugh at Wes Watson because he's all fucked up. But somewhere along the line, there's still a piece of humanity left in some of us that's trying to express that, listen, you ain't got to go through that shit, and you don't got to be fucked up like me. You don't got to be fucked up like him. You don't have to feel that pain. You don't have to fucking go through those nightmares. You don't have to fuck. Basically, man, our reality has been most of y'all's nightmares. I went to war for this country. I feel like 10 years in the Marine Corps is 10 years in the can. I don't know what your problem is. Anybody that's been in the Marine Corps, anybody that's seen war, first of all, I want to thank you for your service and for your sacrifice. And the reason why there are times that I do relate penitentiary time to military time is because there are a lot of similarities. And we've had this conversation before. Obviously, it's not the same. Obviously, it's not the same, but there are many, many, many degrees of post-traumatic stress or post-traumatic syndrome that coincide with those two things. What's up, Reiki? Melvin, life in general can fuck anybody up. Okay? The only reason I speak about this is because this has been my experience. You know what I mean? And I believe that there are there are human traits in human syndromes that all kind of coincide with just life being fucked up and hard. You know, there are some people who have had everything given to them who are fucked up. There are people who have had nothing in life and rose to the top. There's all degrees of different people. And it takes all of us to form any society. My point in this topic tonight is this. If you're going to say somebody is such a threat, such a goddamn threat to society as we know it, that you have to kill them, then make sure that you assess the threat of some of these other motherfuckers. Don't give little Tommy, little 18-year-old Tommy, the death penalty for a drive-by and give 40-year-old Frank 4 years for child molestation. That's not right. That's my point tonight. That's how I broke it down tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown with Big Lance. I enjoyed doing these podcasts. I would like to get some more people. We got 10,000 plus, and we cannot break a 100 unalive, man. But I believe that this is going to get us there. I'm going to refrain from the afternoon little chit chats because I feel like it's taking away from some of the stuff I'm trying to get out there. I'm not saying they're dead, but I'm not going to do them every day. I really want this breakdown to be big, and I think that this is the focus of what I want to do right now. So hopefully you guys like it. I like interacting with y'all. Matty Ice, yes, he did. If you watch the video, and matter of fact, if you want, I can pull the video up and I'll record it and I'll put it on my video tomorrow. I want you guys to just follow, have patience. I'm gonna get the new camera and the mic set up, and we're gonna turn this thing into something real, man. This is I figured out what I want to do with my life, so let's get it, man. I love each and every one of y'all. Much love to the BLC. Subscribe, like, notification bells, all that shit. Hope you guys enjoyed the content tonight. Next Tuesday night, 9 o'clock, make sure you're here. And we'll have more discussions. All right? So till tomorrow, be safe, be kind to each other. Prison rules are in effect. Remember to stay sucker free. And stay up, stay out.